join me in a warm PTA welcome to Thomas McKee.
Thank you very much. Oh, hey, I'm so glad you voted that I could speak. I was getting worried back there, let me tell you. I was sitting there. I was in Arkansas yesterday and jumped on a plane to be here because I am so excited and passionate of talking to PTA. In fact, when Pat first talked to me about coming and speaking, I looked at my schedule and I go, there's no way I can make this. And my wife, Susie, who's sitting right down here in the front row, the really cute blonde right down here, she said to me, but Tom, this is the PTA. Now, there's a reason she said that. You see, when our kids first started school, we got that letter that talks about the PTA, and I was going to graduate school, and she was teaching high school English at the time, so as we looked at it, we decided that I should be the one that joined the PTA, so I did. Yay. So for 3 years, I worked. Now, I was kind of a worker bee, kind of a PTA member, and I said, you know, you chairs set up behind the scenes, serve ice cream, go to the classroom, this kind of a thing. But then when I graduated and took on my first position, we moved to Illinois, and Susie wasn't working then, and so she kind of more the entrepreneur, the visionary. She became president of the PTA. She served on the council of the PTA and was there for 3 years working on that. So that's why she said to me, Tom, this is the PTA. So I'm here. Yay. The second reason I got very excited about being here and why I wanted to be at this convention today and be able to speak is this title, Unleash the Power of the PTA, and I added those 2 words at the end, with volunteers, for this presentation. Because you are all leaders. And has already been said, and I've been listening to for the last few hours that I've been here, is leaders make change. Leaders make things happen, but you are doing it with volunteers. And there is something that I have sensed when I walked in this room today that is your greatest asset, but is also one of your greatest liabilities. In fact, as I listen to your motions, I listen to what you're talking about, I walk through the center over there with all of the booths and talk to some of the people there, got a bunch of free candy and cookies and all the stuff that was going on there. The thing that hit me, I said, you know, what I want to talk about today can be exactly what you need for success, but it also can be exactly what you have to manage or you will fail. And you know what I'm talking about? It's the word passion. Volunteers have passion. They don't do what they do for money. You don't get paid. And when volunteers get together, there's the reason they do it, because they have a passion for their issue. And it's just kind of interesting here as I look at this challenge. I have spoken the last few years to Ducks Unlimited. They are passionate about blowing away ducks. Raised $100 million for wetland restoration because of that passion. The BMW Auto Club, I had a ball with them, these mostly guys, few women, but mostly guys, and they had their BMW hats, their BMW shirts, their BMWs, and all they talked about was BMWs. And at one time I was training a group of AmeriCorps Vista workers. And I was sitting at lunchtime break, and I was talking with one of the young women who had served for a year, and she told me at lunchtime, I'm going to sign up for another year. And I asked her, I says, why are you going to do that? And she said, I'm going to eliminate poverty. Wow. She was dead serious. And you know, I just kind of sat there and I listened. First of all, I loved her youthful expectations and her vision. But secondly, where she was teaching in a very rural area, and she was helping to eliminate poverty. But then, of course, you all, and what you do, and your passion. Every child, one voice. On February 17th, 1897, more than 2,000 men and women surprised Phoebe Hearst, Alice Burney, by filling the hall in Washington, and the National Congress of Mothers was formed. Why? Because of a passion. You have a passion for education. Now, as I look at this, and I look at what you're doing, I now live in California. We've lived in California since 1980, lived in Sacramento. I was raised in the Bay Area, so California is my home. And I want to tell you, I am concerned about the California schools. And I want to be here today to say thank you for what you are doing. Thank you for what you are doing in mobilizing a group of volunteers to really make a difference. And that's the leadership that you share. And I'm excited because you have that passion. But there is a huge but. Remember I said that passion is your greatest asset, but it's also your greatest liability. Passionate people are often a pain. When you lead a group of passionate people, they often want to go this way, that way, make motions, change motions, amend motions, wordsmith motions, all of a sudden, and you just kind of go, and you know what I define somebody that's a pain? Anybody that disagrees with me. They're a pain. And I got this vision, and I got this passion, and I want to see this stuff happen, and I'm kind of reminded as I think of the strategic challenge of Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown is watching television, and Lucy walks in, and she changes the channel, and Charlie Brown says, "Hey, what makes you think you can walk in and you can change this channel?" And Charlie Brown says, "These 5 fingers." Or excuse me, Lucy says, "These 5 fingers. When they are separate, they are very weak and anemic. But when they are wound together in a strong fist, they are a power you do not want to behold." In the last little, square of that little strip, Charlie Brown is over there and he's looking at his fingers like this, and Lucy's watching the television program, and then there's a line that maybe many of you and I have said many times in leading a bunch of passionate, very independent people. Charlie Brown says, "Why can't you guys get together like that?" And that is the strategic challenge that I want to talk to you about today. How do we unleash the power of the PTA with a group of very passionate, sometimes independent, sometimes very strong-headed, sometimes strong-willed, and that's part of passion, volunteers? How do I bring them together? And I brought several gifts to explain this to you. And here are the gifts. The first one, and by the way, when I bought this banana at Winco this morning, it was very, very green. It's already turning, you know what I mean? It'll be ready to eat tomorrow. But it really was very, very green. The first one is a green banana. The second one is a piece of music. And one of the things that you give to us is a new song. The third one is a wiki. And I got my wiki in my pocket here, and I want to talk to you about this, and it's just kind of as different as can be from the next one, which is a postage stamp. We have the new, and we have the old. And finally, a piece of chocolate candy. And I brought one piece of chocolate candy that's left in this little candy box. Now, these are the 5 gifts, and I want to do 2 things today when I talk to you.